I know we've mentioned this many times on the show, but time and time again you do find with Meghan and Harry, they love to play that teasing game. Oh, most recently, of course, on their holiday card, our Christmas card, they decided to feature the children, only pictured from the back. And then Meghan, according to a source, was literally distraught with all the negativity that card had actually ensued, seemingly because people, well, were picking apart, well, the children and all that sort of stuff. So you can understand when you think that clearly, did they just do it for themselves? Is it another drama? But as often pointed out here on the show, the bigger problem now that you have is you're no longer royal, you no longer have any of that cachet or attachment. You're simply fading celebrities. And sad to say, that's exactly what Prince Harry has now become, a fading celebrity. And when the bosses at TV channels, albeit Netflix or any of the other big ones, and I've worked for them all, once they decide you're on a decline, they put the thumb screws on you. They basically say, this is what we want. Now, we saw this recently over here in the United Kingdom with the news channel GB News. Inexplicably, they got rid of some of their lead presenters just before Christmas for a refresh. Now, I know how television works, as I've said many times. There are two reasons behind that: ratings and money. And more importantly, they decide if they can save a few bob, well, they'll just get rid of the person that they loved and lured about 2 years ago because, oh, you're so wonderful. But now, of course, when we need to save a buck or two, you're not, and we'll replace you with somebody younger, cheaper, and no doubt prettier into the bargain too. Now, this is a problem facing Meghan Markle because at 44 plus, there are younger, more successful influencers making a lot more impact out there independently without them having to spend a fortune. Yes, of course, Harry and Meghan bring a lot of attention to Netflix, but really, is it the right attention? And now, according to a source, this happened. Let me explain. Morning, how are you? Are you all right? Thank you so much as ever for joining me on a rather chilly day here in London town. Isn't this lovely pub very traditional? I like these places, as you know. And just to let you know, no, I'm not a drinker, very much a tonic water person. What's your favourite drink, by the way? Yes, and I'm not I've worked in all bars and everything, not a drinker at all. My favourite drink, might shock you this, is actually ice cold milk with ice cubes in it. I like that, but now you've got to check the milk, haven't you? Absolutely. Did you see this story, by the way, about if you drink plant-based milk, apparently it can lead to depression? 2 minutes ago, it was telling you this next best thing and we all should be on plant-based milk. Remember, you can't trust anything that's happening, can you? Always a problem, you know what I'm saying? Now let's get back to your royal story of the day. Apparently the reason why Meghan Markle was so reluctant to do this, even for her brand new cooking show, and Netflix begged, is this. She feels that this is sort of exploitation of children. You know, this sort of thing, where we saw the brilliant Prince George making a Christmas pudding with, of course, the late Queen, his father, and of course, his grandfather. I thought it was delightful. I loved the way he attacked that bowl, didn't you? But even though Netflix basically said, is there any way that we can include one of your children, even a fleeting moment? Well, apparently at the time of recording, unless they insert something now, no. Meghan simply didn't want to do this. She felt that, as I say, this was exploitation. They said, look, we feel you need an R factor. And there's nothing better than an R factor than having a child, whether it be just having a bit of cake or something that you've made specially for him. No. So if you were expecting to see Meghan or indeed Harry's children popping up in this much highly vaulted TV series costing Netflix a lot of money, well, for this moment, she's won that particular round. But as we saw with the other company that decided to ditch them and call them grifters, eventually Netflix will have their moment. And it won't be pretty, will it? Shown in the very heart of London.